Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another video. In this one, we're going to be talking a little bit about money. We're going to be talking about money, crypto, the stock market, inflation, and things like that. Basically, the keys to building wealth in 2025, because it's important. It's important to really understand the world and understand the financial system and things like that in order to actually have a plan and a strategy to overcome the traps and pitfalls that everyone is going to run into at some point. So basically, what's going on with inflation is that the government is printing endless amounts of money, which is making the money become more and more devalued. It's becoming worthless because of how much they're printing it. But they're not going to stop printing it, because if they stop printing it, the system breaks faster. It's like they've started breaking something that they cannot fix, and that's the issue right now. The system is broken. So you have these other ways of, restoring value in your money, like investing. That's why investing has become the vehicle that a lot of people use to build wealth, because you realize once you take your money out of the bank accounts where the bank is doing the investing for you, so the bank is getting all the profits and giving you pennies, and you get a little bit more educated and understand what the bank is actually doing with your money and how the bank doesn't actually have your money, they're investing it. So all you see in your account really is just numbers, and it's not even actually there. Like, once you understand the game and understand how it works, you say, okay, where's the bank putting my money? Like, why does it make sense for the bank to have my money? Because I can just do that myself. And once you realize you can just do that yourself, that's when the game changes. Because then you put your money where the banks put it. And that's when you start looking into the stock market. And in the stock market, I feel, is a lot easier to understand than crypto. You can understand, oh, if I buy some Apple stock instead of an iPhone, now I own a piece of Apple. I own a piece of the company. I know what I'm owning. I know what I'm holding. If I buy Amazon stock, I'm investing in Amazon. I own Amazon, and that's an asset. These are assets. And I believe that they're valuable. It's valuable to hold these things. What I believe in is assets over liabilities. You should have more assets than liabilities. And I think that we live in a stressful world, and we're taught bad habits, especially in my community, the Black community. We're taught to get the things that make us feel good, things that make us, feel better a little bit about the shitty life that most of us have. And that's not the way that you're going to escape that shitty life. That's just Band-Aid, patchwork. You're putting a lot of Band-Aids on it instead of actually solving the problem. Understand where you're falling short in life, and you have to correct that. And most of the time, it's information, it's knowledge, because we don't have certain knowledge in our communities, which means we have to have the courage to go outside of our communities and pursue that knowledge. There's somebody out here with the knowledge. There's someone out here with the information. Because when we don't agree with something, when we don't like something, it's usually because of our lack of understanding of it. Like, when people dismiss the stock market, it's because in my community, when people dismiss the stock market, it's, bro, that's that game where all them white people kill themselves over that. It's like, I mean, yeah, there's been some stories like that, but that's not what the stock market is. That person over leveraged, like, put all this, he borrowed a bunch of money, lost all his own money, lost money that he was borrowing. He didn't see a way out. Like, but you don't have to take that type of risk to begin with. And even if you explain this to people, they don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what? What are you talking about? So that's why the education and the knowledge is so important, because you won't even have the courage to jump in the game if you won't even have the courage to learn, because it's like it's a foreign language if you're not really ready to change your mindset and change how your relationship with money. If you're not ready to change your relationship with money and your relationship with this game that we're all in, with this system, then you're gonna stay in the trap. You're gonna stay in the rat race, and it's gonna be a struggle. Now, the tricky aspect of crypto versus stock market is, like, crypto is more of a gamble because it's the wild, wild west. The stock market is a system that's been around, it's established. I don't know the full history of the stock market. I've never been that deep into the stock market, but when the stock market first came out, I can imagine there was probably some scam companies or not great companies on the stock market that didn't end up doing well, and then they just poof, vanished. I mean, businesses go under all the time, so I'm pretty sure that's happened with businesses in the stock market. It's just, these days, it's more obvious what businesses will stick around. It's what's more obvious. Good business. You hear about your Coca-Colas, you know Target, you know Walmart, you know McDonald's, you know all of these different companies. You know, so it's less risky because this is been going on for so long. We know the companies that's really really valuable, and that's all you need to start changing your mindset and owning more assets over liabilities. You don't need a new car. Your car still runs fine. You don't need that vacation. You don't need to spend your money and just keep spending. And once you realize the more assets you have, the more money you're going to make, the more money your money is going to be making money for you. And we're not even talking about options trading, like options and stuff like that. Understanding the market to the point where you can options trade, that's a whole different game. You could actually start multiplying your money quite quickly if you learn stuff like that. But just being in a mindset of, I'm going to take this money, I need ownership. I need to own more Apple. I need to own more Google. I need to own, like, just having that mindset where it's like, I need to own as much as possible in this game will change everything for you. The more complex things like options trading is stuff that'll come to you. Like, you'll study that, you'll learn that. But first is the mindset shift that to play the game, I need assets. I need my money working for me. Because right now, the only money that you're making, if you're not investing or anything like that, the only money that you're making is active income. You have to be working. You have to go clock in. You have to go do something to make your money. When you make that money, you spend a decent amount of time just putting that money into assets. Now you have a bunch of assets making money for you while you sleep. So instead of you working and slaving your whole life day after day after day after day and then still not having much to show for it, what you're doing is working your whole life to get dollars to go and start working for you somewhere else. So now they're working day after day after day after day, and you have so much money built up at a certain point. You invest a good amount at a certain point. The money that your money is earning you, it starts to be ridiculous, and you start to have so much money where you don't have to work if you don't want to. Like, the game is so easy. It's just buy a bunch of assets. Now, the difficulty when it comes down to crypto is it's so many scams, memes, and stuff that's just not going to be around and not going to last. It's the wild, wild west right now. So it's like, what is going to be an asset? What's going to be valuable? Which one of these projects is going to be worth investing in? I can't see what's Amazon. I can't see what's Coca-Cola. I can't see what's McDonald's. You know, like, what is all this stuff going on? And that's because we're investing in technology. And it is harder to see. It's harder to see, but I think that you'll be able to see things in a better way once you understand yourself and your own belief system and your belief patterns. Yeah, your belief patterns and systems got to change and grow in a certain way. But when you invest, it's better to invest in ways that complement you. So think about Warren Buffett. He invested in Coca-Cola. It was a lot of different companies. He could invest in, but he invested in something he understood. He said, I drink Pepsi. I drink cola. My bad. I drink cola. I get it. A lot of people going to love this. I'm going to invest in cola. He kept it very simple. That's what he understood. And he knew what he understood, and he was okay with that. Me, I understand how AI is going to benefit the world and change the world. I look for AI opportunities. I understand how AI is already changing my everyday life. I'm using these tools on a regular basis all the time. So that's something that I believe in. To my core, I believe in AI and I understand it. I started off as a programmer and developer myself, so I understand it a lot better than a lot of people may. And that's why it's something that I can have conviction in, because I know that, even the garbage man job ain't gonna be safe in the future. Even this job, the mailman job ain't gonna be safe in the future. I know that certain things that people think is safe and secure isn't gonna be safe and secure in the future. So yeah, but you may look at something like gaming. You may be like, you know what? I don't understand gaming. Like, why would people invest in a gaming company? Like, why would people invest in a gaming project? That doesn't make any sense. They just play video games. And you may never be able to wrap your head around that. So why are you trying to jump into a project like that just because it's trending, just because everybody's talking about it? Look for what you understand. Like, what are you a fan of? What do you believe in? A system that's going to be around? Healthcare. And honestly, that's something that I look at directly. Which one of these AI companies have relationships with the healthcare industry? How can I get ahead and invest in a technology that's going to revolutionize the healthcare industry? Who is building something AI based to help doctors in surgery? Who's built like so if healthcare is something you believe in, you can go that route with it. Or what crypto is touching the financial markets, or what crypto is touching transportation or vacationing or hotels or real estate. Like whatever it is that you understand, whatever it is that you believe in, your strongest understanding, go for that. Like that's what you need, because when you look at everything that they have going on and you look at the company, like even if it's like hair or wheat, like I don't know if there's any cryptos doing stuff like this, I would have no idea. But if there is, if you understand something to a T and they're saying all the right things, oh, we're building this company by doing this, we're doing this, and then you can see that they're actually doing what they say that they're doing, and because you're knowledgeable about this thing, this asset, you can say, oh, they're really trying to do that. They're really fixing this problem. They're solving this problem, and you can identify that they're solving a problem. Like, because if you're invested in something and you can't even identify the problem that's being solved, you'll never have conviction and you'll never believe in it like you need to weather the storms, because cryptos go up and down. And I think that's the difference between crypto and the stock market. It's obvious. We know what Apple's solving. Apple's going to make a new phone. The new phone is going to have a few different features from the other phones. Hopefully, if we're lucky, it's going to have different features. if we're lucky, like we know what Apple is going to do. We know what Google is going to do. Google is going to keep being Google. Amazon, they're going to keep selling products. Like it's like we know what these companies are going to do already. But the biggest opportunities is when a company says they're going to do something, and you got to see if, do I believe them? Are they really going to do it? Okay, so who are the people who did it for the during the .com era? Who are the people who did it then? What traits did they have, and what made them do it? Well, how could I have knew that they were the people who would have did it? Okay, that's what Mark Cuban did. That's what this person did. That's what that person did. Okay, who's like that in crypto? Who has that same mentality in crypto? Who's that same level? Like that's how Steve Jobs was. Who is that in crypto? Who really has a chance of accomplishing these things? And that's who you should probably bet on. Like, so it's you can literally take actionable steps to increase your odds of investing in something that's going to be around, that's going to last. And I think that when you become an individual and you can think for yourself and have a mind of your own, you're going to realize the game becomes a lot easier. I don't try to stray too far away from my lanes. Or if I do, I educate myself on a new lane. The problem is you got people who have no idea what gaming is, don't play games, don't like games, and then they jump in and they get put into crypto and say, yo, you know what? This gaming project is going to go crazy and you're going to make a lot of money. Just put all your money there. When you don't even understand why this project is a big deal for gaming, or why it's like what you don't even know what Web3 is. It's like, it's crazy. So this is basically just a topic that I wanted to speak about because it's important. It's important to have ownership. It's important to have more assets than you have liabilities. And the difference between the stock market and crypto is that the opportunity in crypto is massive, way bigger than the stock market has ever been. But also because of that, because of the massive amount of opportunity, there's a lot of leeches. There's a lot of fake projects. There's a lot of projects that may not go anywhere. There's a lot to, decipher and kind of go through to find those gems that can actually change the world. And so the stock market, we already know what has already changed the world. It happened already. And the stock market is powerful because it can be companies that's already changed the world and it can still just keep making you money. But we're in a stage right now where we get to place our bets on the companies that will change the world in the future. And this new technology, this digital age investing system, we get to invest in the digital age, the digital era. And we know we've been moving here for a while. Like we have phones in our pocket. The phones have turned into mini computers. They created computers. Everything, most of our life is digital right now. So yeah, man, it's just about understanding where the world is going, where the world is, and starting to make the right decisions when it comes down to ownership and building your wealth. So you can choose your investment vehicle. What's most important is that you just start investing. Like, you start investing as much as possible, because the one sure way to lose your money is to keep it in a bank account. Like, I know that there's volatility in investing, but year after year, a lot of things consistently make more than it loses. So that means if you stay patient, you hold, and you make the right decisions and do the right things, you'll make more money year after year. It's really that simple. The game is very, very simple. So let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'll make more videos like this explaining things and going deeper into topics, but I just wanted to, get this across to you all. So hopefully this helps somebody and get somebody that push that they need to start educating, because the beauty in this system is when you start learning it and you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. And that's when your life changes. So yeah, let me know what you all think. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, fam.